Thank you, sir.
So I want us, yeah, I want us to look at, there are other things over there, but I want us to look at referencing in academic writing. That's a bit observed in many of the students writing their research and all that. So I want us to look at academic writing and how the references are done. So those of you who are here, just pay attention. Let's discuss that and so that when you are writing, you know how to do your references, the material that you are getting, either from articles, books, magazines, and whatever you are writing for, how to record those articles are very important. And then those books that you are referring to. And that also help you to make your work stand out of many that are going to be presented. And you already know about plagiarism, the causes of plagiarism and all that. So it's important that we look at it and see how best we can actually do the academic writing and then the referencing. So basically we have saying that referencing or citing is a standard practice just for acknowledging information sources in academic writing. So the moment you are writing any academic documents, either take home assignments and whatever, and you are using other people's knowledge, or in other words, the works that have been done by others to answer that particular question, then you are expected to reference the source of the information, where you are getting those information from. You are expected as an academician to reference those sources. It's very important because we have already established that in absence of all of that, somebody can sue you for plagiarism, and you know the consequences of plagiarism. So it is a responsibility that you have find yourself in academia. You must all the time acknowledge the source of your information for others to either go and verify, or they can also feel comfortable, confident to quote you and also reference you. So it's a standard practice in any academic institution. However, it's paramount when it comes to research. That you can't do a research without a referencing, and you said that you have done a research. That is zero. That cannot be accepted in any jurisdiction. So it is very important that your academic writing and your research, you provide all the references is very important. So for any assignment that requires the search and the use of information, you are expected to reference all sources of information and ideas. So it is very important. And most of the time, if you look at the referencing styles, they are there. But the commonest one that we use here in Ghana is what we refer to as APA referencing style. APA is simply American Psychological Association. American Psychological Association, that is APA referencing style. And the one that we are currently coming to use in this one is the 7th edition. It's the second printing, the 7th edition. That's what we are coming to use as part of our referencing style now. And we also have others that probably some of you might have heard of about, that we call MLA. That's a Modern Language Association style. We also have Chicago Manual. We have, there are others that we have Vancouver is also there, and so many of them. So there are others that we can use. As I was saying, I said we have Vancouver, we have Chicago Manual, we have MLA, we have, especially when you are writing article for publication, depending on the paper that you want to submit your work to, they also have their styles. For example, we have what we call BMC, pregnancy and child health. We have BMC, infectious diseases. We have so many of them. So all of these are there depending on the paper in which you want to publish your article. However, when it comes to the writing of the research, you can either limit yourself to APA referencing style, which is common in academia, especially in all parts of the world or Ghana. And then you can also look at the Chicago manual style or MLA, that's Modern Language Association. There are so many of them that we can actually look at. And going forward, if I have the opportunity to have my how do you call it, my end notes, I may okay, is here. Let me see if I can, if it's possible to project so that I'll show you what exactly I'm talking about. So oh, what I wanted to show is I want to show you my, I want to show you the can you see the new page that I've uploaded?
Yes, sir.
No, please.
Can you see it?
The end note.
Or I am the only one seeing it? Yes.
Yes.
Can you see the end note?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then I want you to, okay, I want you to observe this. Okay. So when you see I've I want to show you something. Oh, let me see. If you see my left side, you see I've opened a new window. Can you see it? Or that one you can't see
Yes,
it?
we can see.
Can you see this small window that I've opened on the end notes?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Or I am the only one who is seeing it. Can you see?
I can see.
Yeah.
And my
I
cursor
can
is
see.
on APA 6th edition. Did you see that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I highlighted APA 6th edition. Did you see that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you come down a bit, you see my cursor currently is on BMC pregnancy child health. Can you see that?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
You can also see BMC public health.
Yes, sir.
You see Chicago. That's 17
Yes, 17.
footnote.
Yeah,
Footnote.
17.
Yes.
You see Harvard.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You see MHRA. And you see
Yes,
up
sir.
to the
Yes.
last one, Vancouver.
Over.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, these are some of the references that you can identify. These are some of them that you can see. So when you are writing, especially if you have the reference manager, like I have here, EndNote. So these are some of the references that we have, like Chicago that I've mentioned is here. We also have another one called Harvard style is here. We have Vancouver, which is the last one there. We have Turabian, which is 9th edition footnote. And we have APA 6th edition. Because the one I'm using now, currently, University of Ghana is not using the 7th edition yet. They are accepting the 6th edition, the old one. So that's what I'm also using to do my reference in my work that I'm currently doing. So when you come to the middle here, you see some of the papers here. These are some of the articles that I'm referencing in my work. So if I am working, I'll just come and click on where I'm taking the information from, and that will reflect in the way that I'm doing. So this is a referencing manager, but I don't want to teach about referencing manager. I just want to show you the various type of referencing style that we have, which I've showed them here that you can see. And then if like we have I can teach you all the things that you have to do. If you are working on anemia, you can create a folder. So all the articles on anemia, all of them will go into what anemia folder. If it's COVID-19, you can create a folder, you put all articles there. If it's diabetes, you create all the folder, you put them there. If it is this a multi-drug resistant TB, you can create that. The other one's PAD thesis, you can create that. Scholar, there are things that I've done and decided to create file for them. So you can also do this to have your referencing. But unfortunately, this referencing style is not free. You have to pay for it. And it is only when you are a student of University of Ghana with your ID card, they can install that one for you. But there is a free one there we call Mendeley. So you can download the Mendeley that you can also use for your referencing, so that when you are writing, you'll be able to do your referencing proper without any challenge. So these are some of the referencing style I just want to show you. So we can go back to the page and then look at the things out there. Is that okay? But if you have any question about the things that I have shown so far, you ask, I would respond to them. Okay, so hello, are you there?
Yes, sir. We are
Yes,
Yes, sir,
here.
we're
sir.
here.
All right. So that means you do not have any question, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So those are some of the referencing style that we have. And if you have the referencing manual, it's also help you. So the APA style is one established standards for writing communication concerning the organization of your content, the writing style, the citing references, and how to prepare a manuscript for publication in certain disciplines. So what is manuscript? When we say manuscript, what does that mean? What is manuscript? Yes, anybody? What is manuscript? Hello? Hello? Nobody?
Says
Nobody can
usually
tell
a
us what
piece of
manuscript.
document that is written by hand or typed.
Are you sure? Eh? What is manuscript? In academia, you see, when you have done a research, and now your research findings are put in place that you are going to publish in an academic journal, the final document that you prepare, that's your methodology, your introduction, all that you have prepared and sent to the publisher or to the publication editor or whatever to publish for you. That particular document is what we refer to as what? The manuscript. Is that okay? When you have done your research, you can't take the whole research to the publisher to publish for you online. You must prepare it in the kind of, how do you call it? The article in which you want to publish, because they all have their requirement. So when you prepare that particular document for publication, it's what we simply refer to as what? Manuscripts. Yeah. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. So these are some of the things that we use the APA style for. So the APA references allow you to, one, provide readers with cues they can use to locate information of interest to them. We are saying that when you're able to use APA references style in your work, it can help your readers to find other information that they are interested in, simply because when you put a reference in there, they can trace those references and go and read the paper themselves. If they don't want to read what you have cited, you can go and get the full information from the papers that you have cited in your work. So that particular reference, it helps a lot so that others can have the information. And we are also saying that it establishes your credibility or your ethos in the field by demonstrating an awareness of your audience and their needs as fellow researchers. So when you use the referencing, the APA referencing style, it also gives you some level of credibility in the field of research, because it means you know the do's and don'ts of research, and that is also going to guide your followers to go out there and search for this information. So your audience are likely to follow you because it's like you are aware of their needs. In a research, if you don't do the referencing, it's not research. So people want to see where you get all this information from so that they can follow you. And one thing we can also identify is that referencing, particularly whether you use APA or not, you use Chicago Manual, Pregnancy, Vancouver, Harvard, whatever form you use, it also protects you from charges of what? Plagiarism. Because the information that you are using, you are not the originator of that information. And therefore, wherever you are getting that information from, you must make it known to all the general public, all the readers of your article, so that when they take your article, they know that the information that you have put here, you got this one from this place, you got this from this, and they can go back and read and get to know information more. And when people have seen that you have used their information, but you have referenced them, nobody can charge you for plagiarism. However, if I have realized that you have copied my work or you have cited my work without referencing me, but I know that that idea is from my work, I can take you on. I can charge you, I can take you to court because of what? You are plagiarizing, you are stealing, or you have stolen my work. Because in academia, knowledge is somebody's power. That is your property. Unlike in a business where people have properties and all that, in academia or in the academic work, it's the knowledge that you produce, that's your property. So if somebody have taken your knowledge without referencing you, you also have the right to take the person to court. So referencing protects you from plagiarism and others. However, I want to emphasize that in APA referencing or in any other referencing that you want to use, we have two main components. Whether you are using APA referencing, you are using Chicago Manual or Harvard Manual, or whatever you are using, we are saying that it have two components. The first component is what we refer to as Intext Citation, and the second one is what we refer to as reference list. And the Intext Citation is those things that we see in the work itself, that somebody has written and put in the bracket according to ICEDU 2015 in the bracket. Those ones that you see in the work itself, they are the one referred to as what? Intext citation. Those one that we see is the one we are referring to as what? Intext citation. However, those one that, for example, I want to see if I can show you something here. Can you see what I projected now?
Yes,
Hello?
sir.
Yes, sir. Can see.
Can you see what I projected now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you can see, I want to show you something, that the one we are calling intercitation. For example, if you look at the paragraph there, in the year 2016, the estimated number of new diabetes cases was 10 million, with 4 million deaths in the same year. And the referencing there, that is IDF. The IDF there stands for International Diabetes Federation. So that information the person put there, the information was from what? International Diabetes Federation 2017. That they said in 2016 alone, about 10 million diabetes cases were reported. And where do I get that information from? I got it from what? International Diabetes Federation 2017. So that particular reference that I put into bracket there is what we are referring to as what? Intext citation. Are you following what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So that is what we refer to as intercitation, and it continues. These deaths include 2.2 million deaths among individuals whose blood glucose levels were higher than optimal, but were below the diagnostic threshold for diabetes. The same information coming from what? IDF 2017, that is International Diabetes Federation 2017, and the World Health Organization 2018A. The A that you see is just telling you that when you take WHO, World Health Organization, in 2018, the document that I have here is more than one. So the system automatically, how do you call it? And label 1A, the second one B, and if you have 3, the third one will come what? C.
So the World Health Organization 2018 that you have seen there, that is the year. They also talk about that. However, the A that is attached, that means that when you take WHO papers that I have in this particular document, I have more than one. Therefore, they have added A to the first one. If I have the second one, you see the B following. Is that okay? So in the year 2019, the number of new diabetes cases increased to 12 million, out of which 6.0 million were males, 5.0 million females, and 1 million children. That is also coming from what? International Diabetes Federation 2019. Globally, there are more deaths associated with diabetes in women. That is 2.3 million than in men, 1.9 million. And the references are put there. So all those that I put into the bracket in this particular work, those references, they are the one we are referring to as what? Intext citation. Is that clear, my people?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's clear.
Is that clear? All right. So that is about intext citation. So if you look at the intext citation, as we have seen in that, it also provides full details for all sources referenced in your work. And normally we use what? The author date method of intext citation. That is what? You bring the name of the author. The author is the writer of the article or the books that you are using. And then you also add what? The year that they published that particular article. So the author's last name, when you research, you don't use the first name of the artist, you use the last name. So the author's last name and the year of publication should appear in the text. That is the intext citation. So you see that Wagner 2017 or Wagner, 2007, the name and the year are in brackets. The other one, you see that the name is outside the brackets, the year is only in what? In brackets. And there are ways that you can do that. For example, when you are starting, for example, you are saying that according to Wagner, when you say that the name of the person is always outside the bracket, it's only the year that will be in the bracket. Most people do not seek HIV care until they are experiencing severe symptoms. The same statement put in other words, and you see how the referencing comes. It is known that most people do not seek HIV care until they are experiencing severe symptoms. So that one, you see that the name and the year are in brackets. That is the end. So what normally happens is that when you have stated whatever you want to say, and you are attributing that to somebody at the end of the writing, the name of the year, all of them appear in the brackets. However, if you are writing wholly and you want to attribute that statement to the one who has actually come out with that statement, and you are saying according to Allah, for example, if you are using my surname, according to Allah, then Allah will not be in the bracket. Maybe if it's 2020, you just put the 2020 in the bracket. But if you want to say all that you want to say, and you are finished, but you want to tell the people where you got it from, and you are writing Allah, then the name and the year, all of them appear in what? In the bracket. And these are some of the phrases that you have to know before you start writing your research. Other than that, you find yourself wanting in some areas. So intext citation also continue. We are saying that for two artists, when two people write the same paper, you know, in research, two people can come together that they want to conduct a research. Currently, I and my friend, we are conducting a simple research that we want to look at attendance of ANC among adolescent pregnant women and what are the factors contributing. The two of us are working on that. So when the two of you are done and you want to publish that, what we do is that the two artists' last names come with ampersand. Ampersand is the sign that you see here, like 8, that is end. If you don't want to write AND, the sign that you use instead of end is the one we are referring to as what? Ampersand, and include the year. So you see the Wagner and Petty, 1994. So when the two of them have written a paper and you want to reference that paper, the two names must come. And we are saying that the two names, we are looking at what? The surnames. We are not talking about the first name. So that is important. You should identify that we are talking about only the surnames and not what? The first names. So if there are 3 or more artists, you use what we call etal, ETAL dot comma. So anywhere you see ETAL etal, They are only telling you that you have artists that are more than what? 2. When you have artists more than what? 2. If you have 3 or more, you can't bring all the names in some circumstances. However, if you look at the current APA that we are using, the 7th one that we are using, even if you have 20 names, the first name or the surname will come. If you have 20 people writing one article, all the 20 names can come. But the old one that we use, when you have more than 2 names, you have to what? Use et al. So when you see Harris et al., it's telling you that it's not the Harris alone that wrote that particular paper. There are other people, but because of space and other things, Harris alone will come. Is that okay?